Niner.
What's happening, everybody? We're missing one. Cash must be on wrong time zone. So in the meantime, while we're waiting on him, because I just talked to him, he should be on the way. Go ahead and like this video, share it out there. It is time for the Truth Will Set You Free episode. What are we on, Casey? Episode
175.
175. We've got a special guest with us here today. Utah Senate candidate Brady Tracy, Mr. Anti-Establishment. We're going to talk to him.
Hello,
he's going to be
everyone.
joining us for the whole show. I believe he's going to talk about all the topics. Oh, look who decided on for the love of CPT.
Yeah. See, let me tell you, it's a funny story, right? What had happened was I totally forgot.
It's
him
Tuesday.
And I literally were talking. I was literally doing the live that he tried jumping on less than an hour ago, and it was saying whatever. Cash.
Guess what? I love you too, bro.
You're lucky that you look so good with that new camera zooming in and out. Maybe tilt it down a little. There, that's better right there. I like it better right there. All right, let's real quick. Let's introduce our guest. Let him introduce himself. I guess Brady, tell everybody out there a little bit about you. It looks like you're in some kind of like gaming hub that you're like ready. You're ready to take on all the cyber bullies of the world. Go ahead.
I am definitely got the gamer background. I am an avid gamer, and during the summer, I'm a farmer. I'm a father of 5, so when it's winter, I game because I can't grow any plants.
Hey, I like it. So this is your first side. Tell us a little bit about your political history, because you are running for Utah State Senate. Obviously different than federal, but it's a state Senate position. What's your thing? What's your shtick?
I'm anti-establishment. I do not like the people in charge because they're a bunch of elite.
You can swear.
Okay, yeah. They're a bunch of asshats, and they do not belong in government. Most of them are pretty incompetent. And like our last legislative session was a complete dumpster fire.
Yeah, Casey talks a lot about Utah politics. And while we're getting this show started, start to smash that like button, heart button, all the things. But Casey talks a lot about the Utah just issues across the board. And yes, it is a conservative state, which puts it at least one notch above a lot of the leftist states. But it does not come without its issues. What are some of the issues? What are your top 2 things before we get into all the, and you know what, before I ask you that, because people are probably going to jump on it, like, is today's show worth watching? We're going to be talking about what the heck is going on with Boeing, the whistleblower that Hillary Clinton Epsteined himself. We're going to talk about Planet Fitness. Apparently doesn't like women, doesn't care about the needs of women. Tyson Foods employment strategies. They love illegals. And if we get to it, the conservative woman's calendar is back in the news. And of course, it's a bloodbath. All right. So all those things will be coming up. So Brady, what are your 2 top topics that you are making sure that you let the voters of Utah know about?
Well, I'll give you one topic and I'll split it into 2 prongs. The first prong or problem with it is, first I'll name it. It's the stadium. We're trying to like fund a stadium here in Utah. And the first prong and the problem of it is the funding. If they want to source it with a couple of elite people here and then publicly source it. So it's like half and half venture. So you have public funds paying for it and elitists, rich people getting all the benefit of it. Because in the end, we're still going to get double taxed. Because let's say I use my golf course. I live near a golf course that's owned by my city. And I pay taxes for that golf course. So let's say $5. And then they charge me $5 to get in. So I paid $10, where if you were to come to it, you'd only pay $5. Same thing goes on a huge scale with a stadium. Now, the second prong and problem is, if you read through the lines of it, it's 900 lines, and it's really hard to read and understand. But there's tiny little lines through it that just one line that says the committee that will control it can assign their own advisors and their own people to work for them at will. Now, that normally wouldn't seem like a bad thing until you read further down, and it says the committee can accept a source of money from any source, whether it be from another country, from Joe Smo, someone super rich. So if China was like, hey, here's $100 million, the committee could take it without any oversight and give it to their advisors.
Jesus. Well, that's terrible.
So it screams.
It just it opens the door, and that's what a lot of people don't realize with local politics is when you've got stuff like that. Holy nugget! Like it's a lot of the fine print in legislature is incredibly dangerous. So yeah, we're that's low, and Casey loves those local politics. So that's the key, is also paying attention to what's going on and finding candidates that are willing to fight for the individual on your local elections. All right, before we fully get the show started, Casey, what's going on in your world?
Trying to survive, but it's going well. It's going well. Cash and I did a live last night that didn't really go as planned, but it worked out.
I missed most of it because my internet sucked last night. I think that whatever. I'm not going to get, and maybe it was because I shouldn't have been a part of that conversation, except for the Helen Keller part, which I am going to be making t-shirts. Helen Keller story is bullcrap. Cash, what's going on in your world?
Oh, nothing. Just living life. It's about it.
Just living life 1 hour late at a time.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Cut me a break, bro. It's been a stressful day.
Hey, Cash, we have so if the last thing we're going to do before we get started, we're already 7 minutes in. Casey, how close are we? We got big things. We went to the Clay Clark Reawaken podcaster event. We realized we have to really focus this in. If we want to continue to do this, it has to be done correctly. We're building the website. How close are we to launching the website?
We are so close that I'll show it right now.
Oh, whoa. Knickers.
So in here, we have Truth Will Set You Free. We have our sponsors that you guys will start hearing about a little bit more consistently. Our different shows. I'm going to scroll through these pretty quickly because it is coming along, and we are getting very close.
Looks dope.
Yeah, that looks nice. Really nice.
Don't hide that talent in a bushel basket, my friend Casey. And lastly, we're going to be doing quick, instead of just talking about the products that support us, we're going to be doing real ad reads. Cash, I'm going to do most of them this show, but I'm going to let, can you go in the private chat, the bottom one? I'm going to let you read our first ad read of the day.
Okay. Are you tired of giving away your money to woke companies with inflated prices just to have them give you a low quality, dangerous crap? Make the switch to, or did I say question mark?
No, that you pose it like a question.
Okay, Joe Biden.
Are you tired of giving away your money to woke companies with inflated prices just to have them give you low quality, dangerous crap? Like that?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Make the switch to Freedom Box and get access to more than 450 affordable American-made products that are of higher quality, safe, and effective. I buy anything from cleaning products for around the house to coffee, vitamins, skincare, and a lot more. Also, Freedom Box gives you the option to make some money just by sharing what we're shopping, sharing
where we're shopping.
Where are shopping?
Where we're okay. I was rushing. Where we're shopping.
Hey, you slowed me down there because I was doing good, and then it just caught me. I can read, and I know I wasn't saying it wrong. Okay. We're shopping with people that you know.
Oh my geez.
Yo, right there.
Now say the bottom part.
Go to freedomboxinfo.com, fill out the form, and we'll be in touch. If you're watching this live, we'll be doing a Zoom right after the show at 7:30 Eastern time. We'll put that link in the box. But everyone else, please make sure to fill out freedomboxinfo.com. And are you stopping me?
Keep going. That was my fault.
And
Go ahead.
1 minute to let us know that you are interested. Vote with your dollar, people. Protest with your dollar, people. Make a stand with your dollar, people.
There you go.
Is that good?
That's pretty good.
Other than Russo's typos.
Yeah, it's 7:30 Central Time. It is time for Truth Will Set You Free, episode 175. Special guest Brady Tracy in the building, Utah Senate candidate, Mr. Anti-Establishment. I just gave him the name Mr. Anti-Establishment. I like it. We're going to talk about what's going on with Boeing, talking about Trump saying bloodbath and the left going absolutely crazy, Tyson Foods, employment strategies. The conservative woman's calendar is back in the news. Bryson Gray, let's chit-chat about you being the ultimate Christian. We'll talk about all those things and more on this episode of Truth Will Set You Free. I'm going to talk shit about Bryson. Not going to lie. And I don't like talking shit about people on the same side. I think he's got a purpose, but for the love of God. All right.
You just want a calendar with Bryson on it? Is that what you're asking for?
That's what I want. I want him dressed like
Do they have
Lee.
those?
Okay, you know, Cash, that you have a dedicated following. If Donna says Cash was born for advertising, great job, because that was, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do a lot better than that.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Russo. If you would have sent that to me, I would have memorized it. I wouldn't have had to read nothing. Just so you know, I'm an artist. I remember everything that I write down.
Yeah, I just know
so
how
next
to use
time. No, don't cut me off. Shh. Next time, I need you to send that to me in advance so I can remember it and have everything right. Okay? Because I don't like doing things on the spur like that. You just made me like a fool. That's why you didn't want to read it.
It's called a teleprompter. I'm going to be reading the rest of them the rest of the episode, you jibbly jap.
I don't have a teleprompter. Okay?
I don't either.
Baby, I don't use a teleprompter.
I don't use a teleprompter. All I do is I put the sheet in front of the other sheet. It's very easy. Are you tired of giving your money away to woke with inflated prices just to have them giving them low quality dangerous crap?
In front of the other sheet, and then you guys go burn across. Yeah.
The sheet in front of the sheet and then the other sheet. Okay, let's get going. First topic. Let's talk, because I want to celebrate this one. I want to talk about Planet Fitness a little bit because I made about $300 from yesterday, 2 days ago. Yesterday. Did you do the same thing? Does Russo really, Sharon? You know what Sharon rhymes with? Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
I agree with that.
Oh, that was a major burn right there.
I'm kidding, Sharon. I love you. Squirrel. All right. So real talk. Planet Fitness, if you know what's going on, there's a woman that videotaped a man with his dingling out in the locker room that identified as a woman, to the point where we're getting to this place where, again, people are going like, it's not really going to happen. It's not really that big of a deal. And then here we are. And this woman, did she get her membership terminated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her membership was terminated and she was told not to return to that facility.
And there's a lot, and she was told not to return to that facility. There's a lot of people, conservative influencers, posting that they're getting rid of their Planet Fitness membership. Cash is upset because that's where his membership. Is there an Anytime Fitness near you, Cash?
There is, but guess what? I'm not a follower, so I'm not gonna go on the bandwagon of doing Planet Fitness like that.
Wow. It's just because Planet Fitness is has a purple logo, and when he sends the emoji,
I think of America when I think of the purple. The red and the blue coming together makes purple. Planet Fitness is the place of unity.
Sounds like the place of confusion. So with that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bet against them. So I bought a couple puts in the stock market yesterday at the end of the day, and I took my $200 and turned it into $500. So it was a good day because Planet Fitness stock tanked today because the voting with your dollar actually matters. So that's my 2 cents on what's going on. Casey, give us your opinion on Planet Fitness. Do we cancel them?
I don't like the idea of just canceling because of emotion. But however, like, this is Eric's bringing up the point that I wanted to talk about is it is in their rules. You can't use cameras inside the locker room, and that's what they're using.
Yes.
However,
should you have a rule, Casey, where you don't let your dick out in the woman's bathroom? I mean, I feel like that should be a rule as well.
It was not a dick, bro. It's an enlarged clitoris. He identifies as a woman.
It was still a penis. Brady's like, what did I get myself into?
Right?
Brady, you're gonna have to answer questions like this on a stage. What is your idea?
So I can relate locally because there's an issue going on here in Utah that it's legal for a guy to be naked in a women's locker room, but not erect. He has to be, if he's just standing there naked,
How does that work?
it's legal for him to like be around any.
That's a legal thing in Utah right now.
And so they were trying to ban it so where guys couldn't be in girls' locker rooms. It didn't quite go over well this session.
Yeah,
I don't
think
get why this is such
polygamy.
a complicated issue.
Think polygamy.
Yeah.
Cash, you're not canceling your membership.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
Tell you why I'm not gonna cancel my membership. Because this was an incident that happened in one Planet Fitness. If anything, we should just tell people at that Planet Fitness to not go there anymore. Because I think out here, that wouldn't fly out in Indiana, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My Planet Fitness, be a man and go into the women's locker room if you want to. It's gonna be men trying to grab you out that locker room.
So incorrect. So it's actually the reason why this became a big deal is based on because this woman was directed to the corporate policy of Planet Fitness, and Planet Fitness then told this woman that they were well within their rights. Whatever, it was well within their rights to do what they were doing if they identified, and it is actually part of their brand. And I've always had a problem, even though I've had a membership at Planet Fitness, I've always had a problem at the judgment-free zone. I love no judgment. We'll talk about Bryson Gray later, but I love the judgment-free. I hate the judgment-free zone in a gym. This is where you go, all right, if you're out of shape, you get back in shape. You know, it's that, to me, no judgment zone, no scales, no this is like, let's just enable victim mentality and take your dues away. That's my opinion.
I just test my theory.
What's that again?
I'm just going to test my theory tomorrow when I go to Planet Fitness. I'm going to go in the girls' locker room. See what happens.
I'm curious.
You're on probation. That's probably not a good idea.
No, because if they say something to me, I'm saying, listen, I woke up this morning and damn, I feel like a woman. And then,
there you go.
Just if you go to Utah, don't be erect. That's big thing.
Yeah, don't be erect.
Hey, everyone be scared of this monster even when it's down. You know what I'm saying?
If it were up to Kelly's comments, if I went into a locker room in Utah not erect, I could pass as a woman. So there's that.
Sounds like a personal issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a grower than a shower.
But don't do that in Utah. Don't
grow. Don't grow. Okay. This is interesting. We'll get into that. We'll do that one quickly because it's really not. I don't like shoving the people that are on our team under the bus, but I do think there needs to be a statement more of unity and just chill the F out. So anyways, okay. So that's Planet Fitness. That's about it on that. I think that was a nice short topic. I think we all agree besides Cash, who's apparently spineless on the transgender issue on that one.
It's not a big deal to me. I mean,
well, he did hang out for 3 years with Lily.
It's true.
Say whatever you want. I'm just saying, you guys are making a mountain out of a molehill, literally. You know what I'm saying? So if Cash goes into one side, that we call Keisha now.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's funny. Right, you know what my dad used to call me when I would start crying?
What?
When I was young, he'd be like, "Are you a girl? I'm gonna call you Cashalina."
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, we're gonna start that right now. Cashalina.
All right.
Change his name. So Cashalina now.
Cashalina, that's it. That's gonna be your alternative ego, guys. Can you tell the people out there to share this video for goodness sakes? Let's get some more people watching.
Hey, everybody that's watching right now. I know you don't like Russo, but you love me. So if you could, please share this video out right now. I would greatly appreciate it. We need the numbers. We need to kill this algorithm. It's bad. It's just bad. They've been doing us bad. I went live yesterday and had 0 people watching. Not because I didn't have followers, but because I had it unlocked. That only I can see. And as soon as that went off, the number shot up. So if you could, I need your help. Everybody that's watching right now, please, for real, right now, hit the share button, share it out. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Smash the like button a bunch of times because that helps for some reason with the algorithm.
Do you know what's very weird right now as I'm looking at our viewers? This is a first. We have more viewers watching on X than anything else on the Truth Will Save Free stuff. That is odd.
Post it to my ex.
That is so weird. Usually it's like 2 or 3 people. So to the X followers, I know you guys are big time patriots. All the ones following on the Twitter, on the whatever it is. So welcome. All right. Let's talk about Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods is, you know what, Case, this is yours. Kill it. Go for it.
Oh my gosh. So Tyson Foods is in the middle of laying off, or did finally lay off 1,200 Americans. But they have committed by the end of the year to hire 82,000 illegal immigrants. I am not going to use the words that they want to call them as asylum seekers, because they are illegal immigrants in our country. And they have committed to recently, they are going to push 42 or 45,000 to get done right away. But by the end of the year, they want to increase that to like 82,000 illegal immigrants into their facilities.
You know, as a fun fact, this has been coming for a while. So there's an article from 2022, November, saying Tyson Foods strengthens its commitment to immigrant team members with a $1.5 million investment, trying to recognize the company as the keepers of the American dream. So they're clearly getting a little help from the Democrat Party that believes in this ideal. So yeah, I think it's been a part of their plan for a long time. It's their ability to maintain lower wages. And, you know, there was an interesting Don Lemon, Elon Musk exchange talking about why we are letting so many people hold on, Cash, why we're letting so many people across the border. And Elon Musk is arguing this whole thing about voting. And Don Lemon's like, the illegal immigrants can't vote. And Elon didn't challenge him on that, even though he could have. But instead, he said it's actually more about census. And this is not just for the 2024 election. This is for post 2030, when you have got these blue areas with a lot of population. And that does not mean American citizens. It actually will change the amount of electoral college votes and the amount of the amount of congressional seats for the House. So it's a big deal, not just in this next election, because I do believe they can vote in the next election. Not all of them, but they will find a way. And then for the future. Cash, go ahead.
First off, it's Don Lemon. All right, we're going to stop this. We're going to stop this. Don't pander to that. His name is Don Lemon. Okay.
Man,
all right, now that that's out the way.
He's okay with women and guys' locker, or men and women's locker rooms, and now we can't make fun of Don Lemon. Are you okay, Cash?
I thought you were actually saying his name the right way. Is that the messed up way to say it?
No, his name is Don Lemon.
Oh, okay. Don Lemon. I digress.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm with that. All right. I was just trying to get you to not be fancy for this joke. But anyway, yeah, no, I said the exact same thing as you, though. It's literally about them redrawing districts. That's how I feel. It has nothing to do with them gonna vote. It's not that. It's about turning districts to be more suitable for them in the election. That's it. So I agree.
Brady,
we had so much on that.
My question is, how do they pay taxes? If they're illegal, does Tyson Foods just give them a illegal W-2? Like, how would they pay taxes?
That's a good question.
Okay, so when they're coming over here, they are documenting them, and they give them not a visa, but kind of like, so that when they work, them taxes go, they can pay taxes, but they just can't get anything from them taxes. They can't get Social Security.
If you get a work visa or anything like that, but like
these are asylum seekers.
These are
a long process.
Straight up illegal immigrants that ran over. How are they going to pay taxes?
They don't
on their paychecks.
Well, they take the taxes, the government gets it, but they don't get any benefit from it. They don't get a tax return. They don't get any of it. Just all of the money goes to the government.
Just slave labor, basically.
Yep. And
I'm just wondering how Tyson Foods would handle their taxes.
Let's take this a little bit further. They are paying them $16.50 an hour. These illegal immigrants, $16.50 an hour. And correct, Tracy, they are illegal criminals. I agree. Every person that has crossed our border, that has come across our border illegally, is a criminal, regardless of what their intent is. They are a criminal. Yes, they are. They have crossed the border illegally. They are a criminal.
Disagree. It's not illegal if the government is letting the border be wide open and telling them come on, and giving them a phone and giving them a place to stay and flying them on airplanes so they can have asylum and wherever they go to, and giving them food stamps and everything else. I mean, you can't really call them criminal. They're not criminal. These people are just seeking a better life. It's just our government that's being a criminal. Our government is putting our national security at risk. It's not them. It's the government.
I don't disagree with you there. I understand what you're saying. But let me get back to my point. So $16.50 an hour is what they're going to get paid. They're also going to get free lawyer assistance to be able to become a citizen or resident within our nation. So Tyson Foods is going to help pay for their legal fees and their process to be able to become a citizen of the United States and pay them $16.50 an hour. But they have no problem laying off 1,200 U.S. Americans to be able to do this. They're closing down an entire plant. Instead of offering to move them to another plant or anything like that, they're going to let them go. Can I ask you guys, this company makes $53 million per year is their revenue. How much do you think their CEO gets paid per year?
Are we including yearly bonuses?
It doesn't specify by what I've read.
I'm going to say their CEO is making in the neighborhood of 50 million a year.
When they make 53 million a year?
I was good.
I would say that. I would still say
yeah.
that. Crook. Yeah, I would say that.
It's not that much. They make 13. He makes $13 million per year as a CEO.
I make you bet it's more than that.
And probably with a bonus, I bet you it's a lot more.
Yeah.
But,
probably stock options too.
Right. And when you start adding up all of this, and they're laying off Americans to be able to hire illegals to be able to operate their business, they are not serving America. And this is one company that I am all for. And you guys know, I'm not a big boycott fan, but this calls for it. Like they have to be done with them.
That's what we got to call them from now on. LIs, legal illegals, because the government's making it legal. They're legal illegals.
Legal
illegals.
I mean, we talked briefly about this last week. That whole joke that people used to make fun of conservatives, they're going to take our jobs. It's not just about the hiring. It's also about the fact that they are outwardly saying that they're cutting their American workforce. These are not jobs in the fields. These are not the jobs Americans don't want. These are real jobs. Right. And they're taking them away, and committing to giving them to legal illegals, confused illegals, whatever you want to call them, Cash. They are giving them away. They're giving those jobs away. And I think that this is one of the, I don't know how the left doesn't wake up when things like this is coming up. I don't understand.
They are waking up. It's just not the politicians. That's all. It's the people. They're losing a lot of voters, and it's not talked about a lot. It's not aired on the news, but if you go out and you talk to people, they are losing a lot of their base voters. They're losing them because they see what's going on, especially out here in Chicago. That's the best example I could use. It's insane how many people were out here in Chicago now saying they're gonna vote Trump in this next election from the hood, bro. I'm talking about all the way.
Yes,
down.
But the upper middle class white liberal thinks that they have to vote Democrat for the sake of the people from the hood, which is very confusing. I think that there's some kind of disconnect because the media is not going to cover it the right way, and I think that the people that need to start shifting their learning more aren't getting the information, and that's a problem to me. That's a big problem to me.
I'm curious, Cash, in your area, isn't all the big box stores leaving to where they have to have city-run grocery stores?
No.
Because I was reading about that the Chicago mayor had announced that they would be opening a bunch of grocery stores. Yeah, because have them city-run.
Well, I haven't seen them start at a astounding level, but yeah, you got a couple shops that you could go to that are smaller grocery stores, which I like. But no, we still have a shit ton of Strack and Van Til's, Walmart's, Costco's, Ultra Foods, Whole Foods, is all of it. It's a bunch of them.
So the last thing I'm going to talk about on this topic, I was having a great conversation this weekend with one of our followers, Janet. We were talking about the fact that she knows how some of these, and I've talked in the past about when I was getting on that airplane and there was 15 people with their paperwork and they were going to work in a different state. And it was very interesting because she actually had ties to South Jersey, North Philadelphia. and North Pennsylvania, and they were actually taught like that is a hotbed for illegal work. And these people, she's hearing and being told that they're not making even the crappy minimum wage that is in Pennsylvania. They're not making the what was it, $7.50. They're accepting a $5-something wage. So they're working for almost slave wages. We had a whole discussion of indentured servants and slavery. And this is modern day indentured servants that are coming from another country. They're still making more here than they would at home, but that is taking away from jobs, because Americans should be able to get the $9-10 jobs, but it is an economic disaster waiting to happen in the future.
But are we shocked? I mean, let's be real. Look at the history of our country. Haven't they always done this? Brought in immigrants and let them work for a way cheaper wage than what they would have to pay actual American workers? They did it with the Irish. They did it with the Italians. They did it with the Germans. They did it with the black slaves. They did it with everybody. This is what they do. When something needs to get done and then they don't want to spend a lot of money doing it, but it's going to make them a lot of money, they outsource everything and bring them right here and let them do it. And then they become citizens.
Yeah. I struggle. This is unfortunately, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but this is potentially one of the negative sides of capitalism is you are pushing the money to the top, not allowing personal, and this is personal development underneath, and you are not actually implementing morals and ethics into your country by doing this. You are just selling it out. And this is one of my problems with it.
It's kind of rebuilding the middle class if you think about it, though.
I think it's doing the opposite.
Yeah, I wouldn't say rebuilding the middle class. That removes the middle class.
Not really. You think about it. If people are coming over here and working for pennies, then people who are actually working for peanuts will have a lot more peanuts than the people with pennies and essentially create a new middle class.
Or it'll just increase the size of the lower class and people will be out of work. I think that's what's coming next, in my opinion.
That makes more sense.
That's definitely going to happen.
But I love you nonetheless. Guess what it's time for? Our next ad read. Let's go, everybody. Let's have a competition between Cash and I to see who did it better. And by the way, I'll talk about the Freedom Box because we butchered the end of that one. If you guys are interested in being a part of that call and our Zoom at the end, this is not the read. Just hit interested in the thing. Vote with your dollar. All American Products. Hit interested. Amanda's in there now. She'll be able to see it and send you the Zoom for this evening. And we'll put it in the comment box.
Before you go. You ruined mine. You sabotaged mine on purpose. Okay, you misspelled things purposely.
I misspelled one word.
I'll tell you what. You may be able to read off a teleprompter better, but I'm the king of freestyle, baby. Just so you know.
Anyways, water, by the way, ladies and gents, the new gold, and many of our health problems can be traced to plastic bottles and chemicals in the tap. Enjoy cleaner, better tasting water with Century H2O's under sink water treatment system. Removes harmful toxins, balances pH, and enriches your water with good for you nutrients. This one of a kind proprietary filter system boosts alkalinity, creating a more balanced pH, and neutralizes soft and hard scale water as well. Removes harmful toxins like ammonia, lead, fluoride, cyanide, copper, chlorine, arsenic, sulfates, pesticides, bacteria, PFAs, PFOs, pharmaceutical VOCs, and more. And yes, that is all in our tap water. Brita ain't getting any of that crap out, or not all of it. It enriches the water with essential nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and even oxygen. They also have full home systems as well. If you want to have these, if you want to write it from the source, go to centuryh2o.com. Use Russo10 for 10% off at checkout. Again, that's Century H2O and Russo10 at checkout.
That was fantastic, except for the two slip-ups that you had. That was good.
Well, I realized I made a mistake on mine as well. I don't even know what the hell I was saying at the. If you want to invents all the way at the source, I don't know. I made a mistake too.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're not perfect.
Anyways, the link is at the bottom, guys. If you'd like to support it, go ahead and make a purchase there. They're great. That's why I drink all my water from. Okay. And I can't breathe, Rose. We're trying to go through quick.
Water's so clear, you can't even see it.
Really?
I love that the camera followed you. All right, next topic. Let's talk Boeing, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the first time I've ever been slightly concerned about flying in my whole entire life. Casey hates to fly. I live on an airplane. I will sleep the moment I get on an airplane. I love it. It's like, that's my special place. I fly once every week or two. I am currently concerned. There was in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how many different, now in the last month, there's been like 6 issues. There's been the plane that just dropped straight out of the air and then came back, 50 people injured on the plane. There was the Delta thing where the whole thing ripped from the bottom. We're finding about all these issues, and it just so happens the Boeing whistleblower, where is this article? I had it popped up. The Boeing whistleblower, which I'll pull up in a second, wherever it is. There it is. Let's see. He actually has a high-profile deposition that was supposed to be happening shortly, and he was offed. They said he committed suicide. He had a suicide note, yet now his friends are going on the record being like, he messaged us when all of this was coming down saying, if they say I committed suicide, I did not. They're all saying he was a happy-go-lucky guy. I started following this guy a month ago just because he was talking about all the issues with Boeing. He removed himself from a flight because he's like, I don't trust the manufacturing. He's saying people are doing drugs at the factories. They're not caring about stuff. They're now finding evidence that the one seal that broke, they were using Dawn dish soap as a lubricant. Like, there is a lot of major issues with Boeing right now. And it just so happens that this guy that whistle blew and then had a deposition coming up, shot himself with a single bullet in the head in his vehicle. I don't buy it.
I mean,
What do you think, Brady?
Go ahead. You go, Brady. Take this.
You know, we gave them billions of dollars. What do they do with it? Like, where did all that money go? They can't even fix the bolts on a door. And it's just, it blows my mind that we go out and give these companies billions of dollars for free, basically, and they can't even fix their own planes and make sure there's bolts to keep their doors on. Like, there's now news of let's see, Alaska Airlines breaking glass on their windshields 5 hours ago. Like,
another one? And that's a Boeing, and Alaska is a Boeing plane.
And it's like, how do these ever get on the track? Like, where's the maintenance departments? Like, what? You're basically flying around in nuts and bolts. Well, the lack thereof.
Right.
I don't even think it's DEI. I really think it's because this is not a DEI issue. This is a quality control issue. This is a modern day employee issue where people just don't give a shit about their job, which, you know what? If you don't care about your job at a massage place, it's a pain in the ass. But if you don't care about your job when you're building gigantic planes that are carrying 200 people at a time at 500 miles per hour across the air, now it's becoming an issue. And this guy, I mean, let's hands up. And in the comments, go ahead. And if you think this guy really committed suicide, put a 2. If you think that he was friends with Hillary Clinton and pulled an Epstein, say 1 and raise your hand. 1. Like, there's no way this guy killed himself. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So, I mean, the fact that they had to off him scares me even more, because this is showing that there is a much greater problem. And this is my question. I think I'm seeing everybody agrees. The question is something big going to happen in terms of travel, where in about 3 months, they're going to be pulling Boeing from the air, most of the Boeing planes from the air, if they went through this specific factory? Is this going to cause and this is where it becomes a massive economic issue. If people can't fly when the travel industry goes away, with Boeing airplanes, which is, I don't know, half of the airplanes in the sky, you've got Airbus, you've got Boeing, and that's pretty much it. How big of an impact is this going to make?
It will be huge. And one of the things, and I'm going to take a shot, this is what would happen if you elected Nikki Haley. She was an advocate, and she was on the board at Boeing, and she worked for a lot of the people at Boeing and has a lot of friends there. This is the corruption in our government, that they will take money from you as a taxpayer and hand it over to them as an airline and be like, you're a great organization. Here in Utah, we have a huge facility for Boeing outside of our airport. And I know a lot of people that have worked there and then it's like, I'm never working there again. They walked out the door because they don't like the organization. Now, when it comes to this whole situation with Boeing, like the brother came out and was like, I was told that if I am not suicidal by his brother. And so when it comes to that guy, I don't know what's the truth, but I have a lot of question marks in this situation. When you have 737s that have big panels flying out the bottom of them, 737s are older planes, they've been around. So that means the airline is not maintaining them. As soon as we have a Delta airline flight, they are a huge Boeing organization. As soon as you have a Delta Airlines flight with an issue, I will not get on a plane for many years.
That was Delta.
No, it was United.
The one with the panel on the bottom? Pretty sure it was
United.
Delta.
United.
I'll double check that in a second. There's this comment though, and this is where I start to get the reverse conspiracy gets through my head. Instill enough fear, then people won't fly. I think it's very odd because right now they need as much consumer confidence. And we know that the left runs most of the big business in this country. So I think it's a little odd timing that we're seeing it now. I could see this maybe at the beginning of the Trump term if he wins in 2024. But here's an interesting thing. If you instill enough fear, then people won't fly, and that's the beginning of control. I think that could be another thing too. I really do think that that's part of it. I don't know. What is it? What article are you bringing up?
United Boeing plane landed with missing panel, prompts investigation. It was
Delta.
United. So the reason why I say that is Delta is very expensive to fly on when you're flying out of Utah compared to the competitors. I always go Delta. As soon as we have one incident, I'm done. I hate flying as it is. I don't trust these organizations. And I prefer to drive. You know how much you miss of the country when you fly instead? You miss a lot of scenery, a lot of the great views in our country because you choose to get on a plane for time. I encourage you to drive and actually see what's in our country. Connect with everybody else around you. It is a whole different experience than you get when you fly everywhere.
Unless you have to fly for work and you have to be there at a certain time. Like,
no, guys, we have to reduce our carbon footprint. Everybody needs to not fly.
Get on that, Taylor Swift. Get on that.
Like one of the characters from The Ringer. Okay, so that's pretty much it with Boeing. Any final words on Boeing there, Brady?
You know, okay, let's say you and I own a small airplane company and we had these kind of issues. We'd be shut down that very day and we probably would never reopen. But because we have these giant companies that are too big to fail, that we just give billions of dollars, nothing's going to happen to them. Nothing. No one's going to get fired. Maybe one person. No one's going to go to prison.
Only one person's going to get, off in their car.
Off in their car. And
yeah. It's Andrea, thank you very much for the snooper chat. I appreciate that very much. There's one other comment that I wanted to, where did it go?
Hey,
what's that,
hey,
Cash?
Lisa.
Yeah.
I find it kind of strange that these planes that are like falling apart and stuff were strong enough to go through a bunch of steel beams and
Oh,
oh no.
Here we go. I mean, the one thing I'll agree on is Building 7 didn't collapse itself.
Yeah, that didn't get hit by a plane, man.
That's true.
Hit by a plane. Thank you, Andrea. So the other thing I was going to say is somebody made a comment, I don't know where it went, about the fact that all these pilots were forced to get the juice. Did anybody see this? I saw this on Twitter X earlier. Did anybody see the tennis player that collapsed because of heat? Didn't look that hot, by the way. Collapsed and was just exhaustion. He got up and everything, but it is just like every one of those videos. And this is mainstream tennis player, not one of the top 20 in the world, but it was a pro match. Guy just right there, boom. Whatever. We'll leave it there just so we don't get any more banning going on. We need a touch grass moment. Jeanette, can I give a shout out to her? I should have brought it in the room.
Love
I don't have it. She sent me a Bible that's like got this whole like really cool leather that's got truth will set you free, or the truth will set you free USA, all the stuff. And she had people reach out. This is legit. And I thank you, Jeanette. She had people reach out with like what their favorite verses, and she took notes in the Bible. So I have that, like it does it. There is no better gift than that. And I appreciate that. And she goes, you probably have plenty of Bibles. I actually don't. I use Kelly's, which, whatever. It's got these weird So now I officially have a Bible thanks to Jeanette.
She is amazing. Okay. Can I tell you how that's been going on for a very long time? She asked me to get that put together.
Really?
Jeanette, correct me, but it has to be like a year that you were working on that. Because she messaged me forever ago about it.
She did say it's been a while. She put that note in there, and her note to me in the beginning was very sweet too. Cash needs to add his verse. Thanks, Cash. Where were you? Were you in prison for the last 3 years? Why couldn't you leave a verse? Man. Wow. Wow. All right. Let's talk. Let's see where we're at. We got 46. We're at 14 minutes left. Bloodbath. Let's talk about the bloodbath because, there's most people know about the comments that Trump made that was very clearly, if you watched more than what the mainstream media put out, was very clearly talking about the automotive industry. Also, as Casey put on much social media, the definition of bloodbath, the actual definition of bloodbath is the number 2, part 2, is an economic situation. He's talking about China. He says China auto manufacturers, the way that it'll be a bloodbath. He's talking about the economy, and the left just went berserk for it. Now, on top of the left, there is a Democrat senator that literally posted, where is it? Brian Schatz. Headline writers, don't outsmart yourself. Just do. Trump promises bloodbath if he doesn't win election. He is literally telling the reporters to perpetrate a lie. It's awesome.
Yo, wait a minute. I thought of a really cool reel that we could create behind the bloodbath.
Another
Have Trump talking about the bloodbath, and then do an old WWF clip of Christian, Edge, and Gabriel when they did people with the bloodbath, and the lights went out, and then they come back up, and everybody's got blood all over them.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a funny video there, and it would be literally just all of the followers sending in a video of them taking fake blood and putting it on their head, and Trump's
We should do it.
I think that'd be funny. It's just it is a sign of that is where I want to take the head of a leftist. I don't like to say liberal because I think it's very different. A leftist, force them in front of a TV and be like, just watch 20 seconds, 20 seconds before, 20 seconds, and tell me that you are not being fed garbage and lies.
Yes. Well, and to expand on this, like have you guys seen what Charlie Kirk put out in late February?
No.
He released a podcast on like February 28th called Biden's Border Bloodbath before this entire thing came out. And now Biden's Border Bloodbath has been trending on Twitter for like the last 3 or 4 days. And everybody keeps tagging every border issue and posting it on Twitter as in Biden's Border Bloodbath. So you are converting and taking what the left is trying to utilize as bloodbath and utilizing that against them in this whole border catastrophe, which I think is phenomenal.
It's typical. It's the usage. It's just it's interesting the verbiage that they use. Brady, you're a politician now, even if you weren't before in your life. You're a fight for the people, new version of politician. What do you see and we all know how crappy this is by the media, when you see somebody like that politician, whatever his name is, Brian Schatz, telling the media, make sure they perpetrate a lie. What is that? How does that make you feel as a politician?
To me, it feels very hypocritical, and I hate being lied to all the time. Like, why can't journalists just tell the truth? I mean, what happened to real journalism? Like for example, back in March of 2020, I'm going to quote Biden. He goes, "We can't let this happen. is let this primary become a negative bloodbath when he's talking to a bunch of donors. Pretty much every politician and media person has used the term bloodbath sometime in their life. And I hate that so many journalists out there go out and purposely misstrew people's words and twist them and make something, bigger than out of a molehill. Like it's poor journalism, and it does not
Opinion pieces.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. It hurts the bottom line of people's trust.
That's just where we are as a media, and that's why I do think it's going to be so difficult to get the narrative, get that key 5% vote. I think that's why it's not as easy. I mean, it should be. Anybody that has a true brain should have the ability to discern what is at least the lesser of two evils at this point, but who knows? Bethany, I see your comment, and I will of course give you a shout out. I know all of us are animal lovers. I don't know about
Baby
Brady.
Bertha.
Shout out to baby Bertha. Had to put down her dog, and everybody, if you could send her a little love and prayers. That she's talking about a 15-minute city. So she's right back at it, talking about politics. I love that. That's a non-victim mentality that's getting right back in there. But this is her thing. So I can't imagine losing Woody. Everybody knows how I feel about that. So
fake news media, they lie. I say bloodbath, they say massacre. They say I want a civil war. I never said it. They say it. That's what they want. The people on the left, we all know. We know.
Well done, Cash. So, ladies and gents, long-term food storage has been all the rage, and we've partnered with an American-based company where we actually got to meet the owners, who both, by the way, had awesome beards. Grid Down Chowdown is different than any other long-term storage meat. Their meat is grass-fed and grass-finished, freeze-dried raw beef that is prepared fresh in Oklahoma and has a 10 to 15-year shelf life. It's also not just for preparing for the end of the world. It can also be used for camping, backpacking, or hunting as well. So 10 to 15-year shelf life, one, grass-fed and finished, no mRNA vaccines in the meat. Freeze-drying process retains all the nutrients, comes in a 4-ounce freeze-dried package, which equals a full pound of meat once you hydrate it, rehydrates in 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's ready to cook. When you go to checkout at their website, use TRUTH for 15% off. Again, that's griddownchowdown.com, and use TRUTH for 15% off. By the way, that 15% off is temporary. It will be back down to 10% pretty soon, so make sure you check that out. The any information you need, it's on the bottom right there, griddownchowdown.com. All right, let's move to our you got it on you. There you go.
Grid Down Chowdown. This is the only thing that you're going to need, not just because the CCP could potentially let off an EMP that's going to shut down the grid. Guess what? When that grid goes down, grid down with Chowdown. All right, grid down and Chowdown with Grid Down Chowdown. Okay, and then on top of that, let's say that it's not the CCP. Let's say that they decide to let loose another crazy pandemic that scares the hell out of the world, and everybody got to wear masks, except the masks don't work because you turn into a zombie. So now you're eating through your mask to eat people. You don't have to eat people. You can use Grid Down Chowdown and eat real beef.
Cash was a vegetarian 2 weeks ago, Brady, by the way.
Yes,
he really was. That's not a joke. So anyways, the other funny thing, by the way, is when I was really doing research to write these scripts that I made at least one mistake on everything on, except for that one. I forgot it. I'm like, how do people buy subscriptions? Why do people buy subscriptions of this? I mean, it's pretty expensive because it's meat. There's a big process to it. I didn't even think about the camping thing. I didn't think about the idea of camping and you'll have beef for you at your campsite, hunting. That's clever. If you get stuck in the woods, now that's smart, having that subscription, using it. So that's why I think it's worth it, because they've said they've had a lot of people do subscriptions. I'm like, why would people do subscriptions? I was thinking end of the world. We only have one end of the world. So just, you could use it for a lot of other things. Cash, answer the question about, are you still eating meat?
Am I still eating on the carnivore diet? That just doesn't sound right. I just came from prison. Are you still eating meat? Doesn't sound
I wasn't going to make the joke.
Yes, I'm still on the carnivore diet, going strong.
And now you crossed the barrier. Now you're no longer got the meat sickness and all that stuff. No. It's now feeling good.
No, I'm not like you, Russo. I don't have the meat sweats anymore.
Look at that glow. Look at that glow right there.
Oh, jeez.
I'm
So,
avoiding that
Russo,
comment.
one thing I have to call out. Tell me you were not a Boy Scout without telling me you were not a Boy Scout by making that statement that you're not thinking about taking that freeze-dried meat camping.
Well, okay, Casey. Two
What's wrong with being
things.
a Boy Scout?
One, I wanted to be a Boy Scout growing up, and I was too poor, to be honest. I went to the Boy Scout meeting. And my mom and my dad had to sit, like I was like second or third grade, and we had to have a talk because I really wanted to do it. And they're like, honey, we can't afford it. So
You know
that
what?
is a soft subject. That's how, if people talk about, race, black, white, whatever, you are privileged. I was so poor I couldn't be in Boy Scouts.
Hey, Russo, guess what?
You were too poor to be in Boy Scouts too?
No, I wasn't that poor because I was in Boy Scouts. And I won. And I won the Pinewood Derby. Yes, I did.
I
First
bet you won the
place.
Wood Derby.
Pinewood Derby. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Pinewood. But I cheated. Just so you guys know, I put 5 nickels on the bottom of my car. True story. And I won I slaughtered everybody. I miss my pawpaw. Rest in peace, pawpaw. It was his idea. It was great. I was a champion that day. The poorest kid in the Boy Scouts, and I won Pinewood Derby. It was the Cinderella story, if I ever saw one.
So Casey, real quick, why is it that I wasn't a Boy Scout? Because I didn't think about it, or because you can't use freeze-dried meat to camp with?
No, with Boy Scouts, you're taught preparation, but I'm also Mormon, which is also preparation. And so every day of my life is being prepared for the future. And so if you don't think about going camping or going up into the mountains and you don't have something you could stay up there for 24 hours, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
I got a whole new ad, and then we'll get to our last topic about the calendar. So, grid down, chow down for Mormons when you need to sleep with not just one woman, but 4.
Wow.
Sorry, Brady. I forget you're running in Utah. We're making you look bad right now.
It is what it is.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was awesome.
And to be fair, I was an Eagle Scout, so I
there
made
you
it
go.
all the way through.
I heard that, bro.
God, you
There you
guys
go.
must have just been rolling in money. All right.
No, I only got to go for 1 year. After
Oh,
that,
you're
they're like, "Oh, this is too expensive. We're not doing this again."
Okay, see, and you probably got kicked out for cheating in the Pinewood Derby.
No, I won, and then that was it. It was over. But guess what? I still know how to tie knots.
And you're also still front heavy with the Pinewood. All right, last topic, real quick. Hey, Casey, I'm going to give you the heads up. The last read, which we'll wrap the show with, is in the private chat. It's ready for you when we get done. So you're doing that final read, okay?
Chat GPT, it goes to fix his spelling errors.
No, it's not. There's no errors. Whatever. Anyways,
Look at you. AI is already taking your job, Russo. Look at that.
Really? All right. So last topic, the conservative woman's calendar is back in the news. Where was that published again? Where did it come back out?
Twitter.
So Twitter. So if you know about it, it's literally these Christian conservative women that are dressed in, like, the worst was a bikini, I think.
Correct.
Some were dressed in full workout clothes, like just like what you would wear to a gym. There was the woman dressed as a maid. It's not that frickin' bad. And I know that they'll go, Anthony, you're a lukewarm Christian. Piss off. So
Yes.
So Bryson and Casey sent me this. What was his? Do you have that text?
Wait, let me see the picture. I want to see the picture first.
Oh, that's right. This all happened when Cash was gone. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
All right. He's going to bring it up. Brady, do you know anything about this?
Oh, Sarah Gonzalez is on there?
To be honest, not really. I'm actually looking it up as we speak because I'm intrigued.
So here we go. This is the Conservative Dads, which is a beer brand that wanted to put out a conservative women's calendar. And so it has a whole bunch of women that have conservative views. And the biggest one that took all of the attention out of this entire thing is Bryson poking fun at Josie here in the middle, which is more of a libertarian than necessarily a conservative.
Can you zoom in a little bit on that? A little bit more?
Can't. Let me see if I can get the ad. Let me try something else. Hang on. There we go. Let me switch this real quick. Switching it up.
Personally, I love it.
They put Ashley St. Clair in it twice. Riley Gaines in it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, is a swimmer wearing a bathing suit. Let's think through how not ridiculous this is.
The biggest one that was the issue was Josie being the redheaded libertarian wearing a full outfit. They didn't like that she was showing so much leg and a shoulder.
Oh my God. What are we? What are we,
Exactly.
Southern Baptists?
Let's make conservatism and Christianity less cool so that a bunch of young people can go, that's exactly why I am a leftist. That's exactly why Christianity is bad. This is not pornography. So what was to go?
Who
What
said
was
it's pornography?
what was show Bryson's tweet?
Okay, hang on. Let me
Or
pull
just
that
we
up.
don't have to show it. We can
Yeah,
just
so
read
his tweet says porn isn't free speech, it's demonic.
I don't even
That's not porn.
understand what's wrong with
He
that.
calls this porn.
That is not porn. What I make is porn.
And
That
to
is
be
not
fair,
porn.
they kind of photoshopped it in some ways a little bit bad, but that's beside the point. But there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, just besides a few Photoshop errors.
Like
I don't understand.
Bryson didn't say that, did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he said it the first time as well. The first time it came out, he was very big, like, these women coming out here thinking that they're Christians. Like, come on. Like, be better. Like, what? And then, so it came back out again, and that's Casey sent me that, and that's why I was like, we got to talk about this on the show. Guys, if you want to evangelize Christianity, I'm not saying to celebrate pornography. I think that's the opposite of my message. But, to have like a dress that you would... if that is what you deem is sacrilegious, you will never bring anybody to God when you're talking to them, unless they hate themselves. All right.
I wonder what he thinks about me and my OnlyFans then.
Oh, he would say it's demonic.
I mean, because that was not porn. I'm just saying.
Cash, can you clarify that you do not have an OnlyFans, please?
Okay. I do not have an OnlyFans.
Oh man.
OnlyPans. Whatever. Anyways, Casey, we got real. Go ahead and take us home with that thing, and we'll do goodbyes at the end. Well, don't go anywhere, guys, because we got more.
Jesus. If you like the show and you want to support us and show some cool gear in return, go to awakenotwokestore.com where you can't find this shirt yet. In there, we've got shirts that say "Awake Not Woke," "Unvaccinated Lives Matter," "They Both Suck," "Both Parties," not Cash and Casey. What the what? Defund the media and more stuff. We also have our original Be the Change designs, our newest line, Pure Blood, and those that were strong enough to hold out and not get the jab, Pure Blood.
Oh God.
There is also a line of Cash shirts on
Unlike
there.
that guy. Sorry.
Oh geez. All wait a minute. All proceeds of those which Russo failed to include.
What I do?
This copy and paste that he failed to do. All of the proceeds on Cash line actually goes to Cash to be able to help him get back on his feet after being a J6er and being locked up by our corrupt government for 3 years.
Oh, I didn't realize it cut it out. So
yeah, you and your damn Mac.
Oh no,
So,
it wasn't a Mac. It's the actual private chat. So, anyways, that's where you go. I'll go. I forgot to put that on the bottom.
See, everybody noticed the trend here. Russo's was perfect.
Yes.
Cash's and mine,
yes.
garbage.
No, the first one, the Century, I did make some mistakes on that one, to be clear. I want everybody to vote who did the best. And what the trend is? The trend is that Anthony did all of them. That's what he did. And he made a couple mistakes because he's human. Anyways, Awake Not Woke.
Guess what? AI wouldn't have made that mistake. Let AI do it. Let AI do it.
AwakeNotWokeStore.com. Use Truth for 20% off everything in the store. There it is, including the stuff we've got on. That's it. And last, just to remind you guys, if you guys are interested in the American products, because we butchered that one to start the show. That's my bad. I miswrote it. It's not because Cash can't read and he reads at a 12-year-old level. It's not that at all. Just if you want, actually, can you start putting it in the comments if you're still watching? And if you haven't lost us yet, Amanda, I actually don't see the Zoom. So go ahead and put it in the comments here and we'll have that call later. But it starts in literally 20 minutes. So 20 minutes we'll be having the call. If you can't make it tonight or if you're watching this later, then make sure you do freedomboxinfo.com, fill out your information.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I don't have a text for the link either.
That's right.
To get it.
It comes natural to me.
Right there.
Comes natural to me. Russo got to try real hard to be manly.
Let's be honest here. Cash always likes to talk about his meat on the show, so it just
Hey,
automatically
Russo starts
fell
it. I just finished
that
it.
it just fits.
It's worth talking about. Let's just be honest.
Spelling for the
deserves,
website
it deserves
is
a daily mention. You know,
awake, not wokestore.com for our own. And then it'll also be for this one, it's just freedomboxinfo.com. So yeah, those are the options. They've been on the bottom, but there you go. All right, that's it. Brady, final words.
Thank you for having me on. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a real, true freedom of the press. We'll just have a bunch of liars in. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing what you do.
Fact. I appreciate that, Brady. And good luck to you. When's the primary?
We have a primary in June, but convention, because we have a kind of a hybrid process. Convention is in April.
Got it. Oh, it's coming up. All right. Well, good luck. Amanda, do me a favor. Text it to me so I can put the link for all of the different channels because there's a whole bunch of channels watching. So just text it to me. I'll copy paste it in there. Cash, final words.
Oh, well, just want to say I appreciate everybody for being here today. Brady, you're the man.
Thank
you
you.
nothing but the best.
Oh, man, we are out of time because Cash was 10 minutes late to the show. So we're going to wrap it up.
I thought we were going to say his phone died.
You know, Russo, you suck. That's what I was going to say next. When I was giving thanks to everybody, Casey, you're the man. I appreciate you so much. Love you, bro. You're awesome. Russo, you suck. Rusi, you suck.
Casey, final words.
When we talk about they both suck, we're talking about Russo and who he wants to vote for as RFK for president. So we're going to run with that for tonight.
Trump.
There you go.
I'm voting Trump as of right now, unless something major changes.
You better vote Trump, or I'll go back to prison for busting your damn head.
He is by far the best candidate. Let's be very clear that it's left. I love RFK. I think that a vote for RFK is dangerous because, especially in Texas, because there's so many. That's a whole different show. Anyways, guys, God bless. Thank you for the donation in there, which was Andrea. You're the shit. Everybody else, you suck. I'm kidding. You don't. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Also, jump on the call for the Freedom Box. If you're interested, you'll be hanging out with Cash, Casey, and I. There's going to be eventually a small charge on the website for a post show. Maybe it's $2.99 a month, $3.99 a month. I don't know what we're going to do. If you are one of the people that work with us with Freedom Box, it will be free. I've made that decision. Nice. Didn't tell Cash and Casey that, but it makes sense. So just know if you're one of those people with us, you're going to get that free. So
he's already doing it, Casey. He's already doing it. You see that? He gets executive order decisions, and he didn't even include us in this one. Didn't even talk to us about it.
It's that white privilege
going down. It's going down already.
White privilege.
Yep, it's that privilege.
You gotta watch. You all got to be a part of Boy Scouts.
Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light. Because only you can be the change that you wish to see in the world. When you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. Ain't that right, Rusi?
Woo. Just remember three things: God, family, and country.
Facts.
I love it. That's the best way to end it. When you were late to the show, we mess up your you mess up your ending. That's what happens, Cash.
No, you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? I quit. I'm not coming back. I'm gone. It's over.
Fake news.
Benito. Finished. See you later. Adios. Bye.